Michael Vick here at BetUS.com. Get it all. Huge bonuses, great odds, a race book, live in-game betting, and a casino. BetUS, my online sports book and casino.
You're listening to All Chiefed Up.
This video is brought to you by BetUS Sportsbook and Casino.
Chiefs Kingdom, welcome in. We're all chiefed up. We're back with another live podcast for that ass, powered by BetUS. Mike, the Chiefs have been busy. Cut day was yesterday, but Veach is still cooking. He never stopped.
Yeah, he don't sleep. He's a vampire of sorts.
He's like Salt Bay out there. He's like throwing the salt on there.
He's just going at it today, dude. They made a lot of, I don't want to say weird moves, but they made a lot of moves. A lot of things people didn't see coming. I don't think anybody thought Chris Oladokun. I think that Bears game just sealed the deal with him.
I don't know, man. I kind of thought he might be gone.
Jeez Louise.
Yeah.
He was so bad. He played himself completely out of the city. Several wide receivers. I didn't think Cornell Powell not being invited to the practice squad would happen. Like after the offseason he had. He actually looked like he was getting a little better.
Right. Well, I mean, a lot of stuff happened today.
Yeah, so much.
I think overall, if you just kind of want to sum it up, I think the Chiefs, they heightened the floor of the team quite a bit across the board.
Yep.
So they didn't do anything crazy, but they definitely made themselves better. So Veach is definitely cooking, baby. And I guess what's the biggest thing we want to talk about? Probably the signing of running back Samaje Perine. This is a guy that we remember from the Bengals. He also played for the Broncos. The kid can play football. He filled in for Joe Mixon pretty well in Cincinnati when he was out injured. And we've seen him do some damage against us before. So,
yep.
I mean, I guess that's the first one to bring up, Mike, because we've been talking about the running back room and how they probably were going to add there, and sure enough.
Yeah, it makes sense. I do think the Chiefs were fine with going with 3, I believe. I just think they needed more. And when Perine became available, I think that they just thought that was pretty much too good to pass up. He offers a lot of good pass blocking. He offers a lot of he's dangerous with the ball in his hands. He's got pretty good field vision. It's a good signing all the way around. Now, he's not been officially added to the roster just yet, I don't think. They'll probably have to cut somebody, I think, to put him on. I think they added well, maybe they did. I don't know, but they picked up the 2. They picked up the kid from Dallas as well, the corner. And so they had to drop 2 off. And I think they let Nick Jones. Is that who they let fall to waivers, right?
Yeah.
So Nick Jones now has to clear waivers. And then I think they got a spot waiting for him on the practice squad. But, yeah, when Perine gets on, somebody else is going to go. It probably – a lot of people think it's going to be Clyde. I don't think they're going to take Clyde out and put him in. I don't. No. I think they're just going to roll with 4. It'll probably be one of those offensive linemen. It might be Ethan Driscoll again. It might be C.J. Hansen. There's several different ways they could go here. But, yeah, I think Samaje Perine's definitely the one that maybe moves the needle a little bit more than anybody else. The kid from Dallas they picked up, I don't know why I can never remember his name.
Eric Scott.
He's got the most simple name in the world.
Is that
Eric
right?
Scott?
Yeah.
Just Mr. Eric Scott. Look, he's physically long. Like his arms are long. He's talented. He done good things in college, but honestly, I mean, I brought this up just a few seconds ago. When you bring up his RAS score, Steve, this cat, he measures really well along the lines, but look at that 40-yard dash, 20-yard split, 10-yard split.
This boy going to get cooked every
Good
play.
night. This dude, there's defensive linemen running faster than that 40-yard dash at a 4.71. It's a Brett Veach prototypical kind of signing, to be honest. Would I have ever looked at this kid and thought that he was good enough to just give a straight spot to on the 53 over the corners we had in our room, over Keith Taylor, over Echo Boy Doe, over Kamal Haddon, who, by the way, they didn't even put Kamal Haddon on the practice squad. Like, what happened to him? Steve, that was your
I don't
boy.
know.
What happened to Kamal Hadden?
I don't know. I wasn't there. I couldn't tell you. But I like I said, I figured that he could be a guy that could mold into something good after a few years. But obviously they didn't see it that way. But yeah, we'll talk about the practice squad in a minute. We'll just go over the list of everybody. But as far as that corner signing goes, nothing groundbreaking. I think they see a little bit of potential in him. He was a hometown guy. He was born in Kansas.
Right.
So they like to do things like
Steve,
that.
you work with a Dallas fan. You have first level insight on this kid. What does the Dallas fans say that you work with?
So I'll go back a step. First, it was Hendershot.
Okay.
Said that he was decent. He wasn't bad, but he wasn't great either, and he wasn't very good at blocking. So, I mean, it's another guy.
He's obviously a pass-catching guy.
Right, another one, which is weird because that's exactly what Irv Smith did, and they let him go. But then as far as Scott goes, trash was the only word that I got out of the guy.
Yeah, I'm hearing that
Said
from
he
my
was bad.
Dallas friends, too. They're saying he's trash. I don't know if it's I don't think it's like any sour grapes. Like, they genuinely felt like it was a great thing that they just got rid of him. It'll be one of those things. We've got Dave Merritt. We've got Veach. They don't usually miss on things. I'm not going to question it. I just thought it was kind of weird that they didn't go with, like, the Keith Taylor, the Kamal Hadden. They must have done something. Even Echo Boy Doe.
The Scott guy probably is not going to get much playing time. If he stays on the actual roster, that's one thing, or he could end up on the practice squad. Either who even knows at this point? The way they're moving guys around. So
yeah, that's
really
true.
Don't know.
Hey, I think the Bailey Zappe one was interesting to me. What do you got here?
We got a 10 bomb from our boy Greg. What's up, Greg?
Let's go, Greg. What's up, brother?
Let's go. Y'all put some legendaries in chat for Greg coming in style today. Let's go.
Greg was ready to hear us talk about Bailey Zappe.
Yeah, but Bailey Zappe. So obviously we slightly like Zappe just because he's played at Western Kentucky, right? So we know a little bit about him. Nothing great, but damn good compared to Chris Oladokin. Okay, it's a whole step
Yeah, I think that might be an upgrade.
Once again, you raise the floor. They raise the floor in the quarterback room because now I would say you have to think a year ago, Bailey Zappe was starting in New England at a certain point. And now you have Patrick Mahomes, Carson Wentz, and then Bailey Zappe. You essentially have three guys that could start in the league, which obviously Zappe wasn't that great, and he probably wouldn't start anywhere else. But I'm still saying, I think we raised the floor there just like we did a lot of other positions.
Yeah, Zappe is definitely better than Oladokin. I think getting in here, getting behind Patrick Mahomes, getting in the Andy Reid system, I think it helps him. I think it changes his career. I think maybe even next year, he may be ready to step in if Carson Wentz steps away as just QB2. And now, what in the world was that? And now you don't have did you hear that?
Ghost out in there, man.
The world was that?
You have to get the ghost hunters out there.
Yeah, I guess so.
What's going on?
Somebody knocked over my daggone thing over here. Okay, well, anyway, yeah, I think Bailey Zappe could be that QB2 here in a year to 2 years. Also, this is another thing that we said, it's smart to take guys like this, put them in the Andy Reid system, mold them a little bit, and see what happens, because you might be able to stumble on getting rid of this guy in a year or two for a decent, a draft pick or something. You never know. I like the Bailey Zappe thing. I think it was a good one. I think he got stuck in a bad situation in New England. But when we played New England, he didn't do all that bad. He threw a couple touchdowns. I don't remember 100% how well he played across the board.
Well, I think it was one of those things too where people just did not want Mac Jones in there. They were like, let's just keep Zappe as a starter.
But look, Andy and them seen him firsthand, so they wanted him. They watched him firsthand there.
The first thing I thought about, Mike, when they signed Zappe and put him on the practice squad was that short that you made about Travis Kelce
not knowing his name,
laughing that his name was Bailey.
He said his name's Bailey.
Zappe's name's Bailey.
Well, yeah, he's gonna find out, I guess. I don't know. I thought that was a big one. I think that was a big one that kind of took people off guard early in the day.
You like how I do it right when you're getting ready to switch subjects?
It really just irritates me to death when you do that.
I
wish
love
you would
it, man.
chill.
Hey, I got a 5 bomb from Phil though. That's what we're talking about. He says trucking with ACU. Let's freaking go. You out there trucking it up, Phil? We're gonna have to start a Where in the World's Phil McCandless.
We're gonna have to do a Where in the World's Phil, man.
Appreciate the 5,
Appreciate
my
it,
man.
man.
Mike, sorry. So sorry to interrupt.
Yeah, I wish you quit doing that. It really irritates
So
the crap out of
sorry
me. I
to
wish I had a mute
interrupt.
button. I wish I had a fired button. I wish I had the Dr. Evil button where I could hit it and throw you into a pit.
With sharks with freaking laser beams
Because
on their
now I
freaking
just
heads.
already forgot what I'm talking about. And you do this every time very strategically.
I do.
Anyway, it started with Bailey Zappe. Samaje Perine, a good one that came along. I think the one that hit late in the day that everybody kind of got a little irritated with, which, I mean, you could kind of see it coming. Jacksonville making a play at LRZ. It looks like LRZ's out. So he's going to go there. And look, do you think LRZ's really going to go down there and just sit on the practice squad? Like, he could do that here. What would be the point? Like, they have to be offering him a 53-man spot, right?
I guess, but that's kind of crazy. Like, why would you? Let's be honest here. Like,
He's so far away from playing football.
Yeah, I like Rees Zammit. I thought he was a pretty cool guy. I like the story, but he is not a football player yet. Like, he's just not. We saw that firsthand. Every time he got the ball, he looked awkward. He was stopping, thinking, slow, standing straight up. Like, it just wasn't that great, man. He's got a long way to go. The Chiefs don't have time to mess with that. Maybe Jacksonville does. I don't know, but I don't think they do.
Well, no, I don't think so, because everything I'm seeing reported says that he's going to the practice squad. That just doesn't make sense to me. And a lot of people are like, well, that's because Andy and them just told him, there's no future here. I'm not buying that. I'm not buying that they wouldn't put him on the practice squad or whatever. I think they did that because they didn't know if they wanted to hold out an extra spot since he wasn't exempt. They give that to Chew. The Jaguars needed an IPP player, so he will be exempt on their practice squad.
Right. Well, that kind of makes sense. That's what I was thinking. They can make him exempt. We couldn't, and he's not good enough to even be part of our practice
Boy,
squad,
does that kind of hurt the LRZ truthers that this poor
Man,
cat
all those
couldn't
guys
even
that thought
get a
he was-
practice squad.
He's going to be
position.
RB1. He's going to take Pacheco's job, be Rookie of the Year.
Yeah, I think we all need to just
All right.
leave the analysis to the people.
Put down the sauce.
Yeah.
Put down the. They had to be drunk when they
Hey,
were thinking that.
shout
right?
out, by the way, yesterday on the live, before the roster cuts completely took place, we were having a conversation and we were talking about the offensive line. And I was asked point blank by Melissa. I don't know if she's in here tonight.
Bucky.
But she asked if I wish you would quit interrupting me. I've completely lost what I was going to say. This guy over here, this clown over here, and his interruptions. Let me tell you something. They were asking about Ethan Driscoll possibly making it over Lucas Niang. And I said, the Chiefs loves Lucas Niang. Like, I don't know why. I don't like him. But I felt it was going to be really hard for Driscoll to beat out Niang. And I'll be danged if Driscoll didn't get on the roster. So shout out Melissa for calling that one out. Props. Because, hey, I love it. I'm glad I was wrong about Lucas Niang. That's all it took. Every year I say he's getting cut and they go against me. The one year I say he makes the team, they cut him. And that's the power of the ACU curse. You can speak now.
All right, just checking. Just checking. I didn't want to get yelled at again. Jeez. 20 bomb for freaking Sam Lofton. Let's go, Sam.
Let's go.
He says, make it rain. It's football time. Let's go, Chiefs. Dude, it's literally football time. Like, we're coming
we're
up
a week
on
away.
real freaking football. That's awesome. Appreciate you, Sam, with the 20 bomb. You're a legend. Y'all put some legendaries in the chat for him. Also want to shout out Perry real quick. Been a member for 3 months. He says, y'all happy Yang is gone.
Yeah.
Mike, you should be in a better mood today. Here you are being mean to me and stuff, but you should be happy because
I was in a great mood. You cut me off every 5 seconds, and I forget what I'm doing. I'm old. I don't have the memory I had 10 years ago, okay? You got to quit cutting me off. I don't know what I'm talking about. Do you want to tune in to watch a blubbering idiot?
I wasn't cutting you off a minute ago. I was just letting you know that was totally Bucky. It wasn't Melissa, but you know.
Well, we don't know that.
Oh, I do know.
We
100%.
don't know it.
He literally emailed you, or she did. Got to check them
Today?
emails, brother. Yeah.
Whatever. Anyway, the point is,
No, that's a good call.
good
though,
call
for
out.
real. Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken, Sam Lofton just dropped that 20 bomb. I'm pretty sure he was talking about signing Samaje Perine the other day.
Yeah, he was.
So shout outs to everybody. I told you we got a good ACU crew over here. They're decently knowledgeable.
They know
I'm
what's
going to
up.
say they're very knowledgeable, not even decently.
They know what's up. Rick Couch with the freaking 10 bomb. Let's go, Rick.
Let's go.
Appreciate you, buddy. Thanks for the support. And then a little bit more horns here. Greg Goodwin with the 5 bombs says Ubering with ACU, baby. Best Chief show ever. Let's go. Appreciate you, Greg. Be safe out there.
He's out
And
here
thanks for the
Ubering.
vibe bomb. He's out there working, you know.
Just working and doing good things. Man, I'm ready for like football. You know, I still feel like we got a couple more days of just kind of weird roster moves. Like you never really know what's going to happen. But I feel like the majority of the Chiefs roster settled now. Peyton Hendershot, that was decent. Look, nobody's seen that coming. Did anybody see us dropping Irv Smith and then going and getting another one? I just didn't see that.
That was weird. The Hendershot thing, I agree.
Yeah, I thought the Hendershot trade was weird. I actually thought the Cam Thomas trade was kind of out of left field in a way. We did need defensive end help, but you know, nobody was like had Cam Thomas on the radar like instantly. Like you know, people talked about him during draft time. He was fine out of San Diego State. I don't think he moved the needle. He was a baby George Karlaftis. I don't think he's ever going to be as good as Karlaftis. Knock on wood. I hope he is. Let's hope he is. I don't know, but. Yeah, they had some weird moves right there. And then the signing Juju the day before, that felt odd because it was so close to the roster. Just different things, man. There's so many different things that I thought was a little weird. But I think at the end of it, Brett Veach had a vision, and he done what he needed to do. And I think he made the roster better, front to back. And I think our practice squad's really good.
I think it's exactly what I said earlier. They didn't sign anybody that, like, really just set it things over the top, but they raised the floor in so many positions. Like you've been, you know, pounding the table for help at the defensive line, defensive end in particular, and they go grab Cam Thomas, who, once again, not great, but he's somebody that raised our floor. And then Juju raised our wide receiver room floor. The same thing with Hendershot. I don't know if that's really raising the floor that much when you could have kept Irv Smith, but maybe it is. He's younger.
They liked him coming out of school. If you watch the short I put out, which I'm sure you did, they wanted him after the draft, and he decided to go play, you know, with Dallas. Which, by the way, how stupid of a decision was that? Like, you let up 2 Super Bowl rings.
Yeah, that was ignorance.
Good job with that.
I was
going to
say that. Like, I don't know if I like Hendershot because he's obviously not very smart.
I didn't know it. Okay, look. So if you haven't watched that short, you got to go watch it. I didn't know Hendershot was like so. I don't know how to explain it. He reminded me of like he was going to drop a rap album at any minute.
Well, let me explain it.
Like I felt like he was like he wore
slap nut.
Like he would have gold teeth.
You're calling him was it Jamie Kennedy? What was that movie called?
He reminds me of Jamie Kennedy
Malibu's
from
Most Wanted.
Malibu's Most Wanted.
Isn't that what Chris Jones called Travis Kelce?
I mean, yeah. So it makes sense. What is it? Like we like tight ends that are like Malibu's Most Wanted.
Yeah, but I mean, honestly, I was watching that short and I'm like, wait a second here. This guy, I don't know what's going on here. Why would you pass up playing with the best coach, the best tight end, the best quarterback in the entire ever, and go to Dallas? Like, that makes me wonder about his mental abilities, you know?
Yep.
But maybe you don't have to be that smart to be a tight end, you know?
I don't know. I think he's going to be fine.
George Kittle's a glorified wrestler out there.
I think they can use him the right way. He's going to be used like, I mean, basically the way they were going to use Irv Smith. But to me,
Which is never.
His game kind of reminds me a little more like Noah Gray, though. Like he's a little more swift. He's a little more quick. He's going to be a matchup nightmare with linebackers, I think.
Yeah, we'll see, man. Got a 10 bomb from a girl, Jan. What's up, Jan?
Jan.
Hope you're doing well. She says we tried signing Hendershot in 2022, but he had a relationship with Dallas' tight end coach. Yeah, that's it. That's what did it. Like, I think, like, he even said, like, Andy called him, and he's like, oh, sorry, I already told Dallas I was coming there. Can you imagine having to say that to Andy Reid?
He had the whole deal worked out. He was ready to come here, and then he just kind of dive-bombed
See,
it.
and I wanted to say maybe I like the
Doesn't make a lot of
loyalty
sense.
to the tight end coach at Dallas, but if you already had a deal worked out with Kansas City, you're not even showing loyalty at that point. There's no integrity there. You backed out.
Right.
So I don't know about this Hendershot.
Well, I mean,
I'm gonna have to have a talk with this guy.
I mean, the best I can think of is he thought he had a better chance to start there, but they just drafted Jake Ferguson out of Wisconsin.
He's not starting over him.
And he was pretty good. And then
They probably had Dalton Schultz back then.
I was wondering if Schultz was still on the roster or not.
Yeah, because I think he was on the roster when they drafted Fergie.
Yeah, I don't know. Like
Which,
I would
by
rather,
the way, wasn't
instead
that
of
one
trying to start, I think I would rather just want to soak up Travis Kelce a little bit.
That's what I'm saying. Why would you pass that up? But wasn't Ferguson? That was one of your guys in the draft. You liked him, didn't you?
Yeah, I was a big Jake Ferguson. I thought he could do decently well. And I thought he actually, I don't remember when Dallas took him, but it felt like he went a little later in the draft than I thought he would go.
Yeah, appreciate the 10, Jan. Good to see you as always. Got TGZ, been a member for 9 months, says I don't want to speak too soon, but with Perine and Steele, third and fourth and short won't be as anxiety-inducing this season. I kind of agree. I think both of those guys are good in short yardage situations.
Andy doesn't try to get cute. Andy
That's
still
the
gets
thing.
cute with the play calling, guys. We can have you could
We have Jerome Bettis back there, and he might
you
be
can have
trying to
Jerome
do
Bettis, and Andy will run a shotgun rollout like
Statue
behind
of Liberty
the back
play.
pass. Like you never know what you're going to do here.
Mike, he'll be out there drawing up the annexation of Puerto Rico.
Yeah, he'll have
like
it
on
going.
Little Giants.
So, like I have to see it to believe it. Let's see what they want to do first. But no, I believe they could do that. I think everybody got better though, right? Like appreciate you, TGZ. Yeah, I think the roster definitely got better. And I was telling people yesterday on the show, they were throwing out names early to try to get some action on them, see if they could get some trades moving. It's kind of odd that Cadarius Tony nobody inquired about him, and it's kind of odd that he's not been signed just yet. Now, he's probably got offers on the table. He's probably taking his sweet time picking. I think it's hard to believe that Cadarius Tony is not. I believe he's got something there, or he'd accepted a practice squad offer. Like you can't tell me the Chiefs just said, no, we won't even put him on the practice squad. Like, I'm not buying that. I think it's there.
Frustrating person. Like, just the ridiculous, athletic ability. Like, how good that guy could be. And the fact that he just does not care. Like, it blows my mind, dude. It's really frustrating to watch.
Like, name a team. Is there any team in the league you think could possibly look at Cadarius Tony? Like, I have, 2 in mind.
Dallas.
And I technically had 3. Jacksonville was 1. But now that they snaked
Dallas.
the LRZ, I don't think. I think Pittsburgh could give them a look. They need some speed.
Doesn't it seem like he would fit right in Pittsburgh for some reason? Maybe Tomlin can get a handle on that
But I don't think Tomlin
kid.
would I don't think he'd deal with his crap.
He puts up with less crap than Andy, so.
Yeah, he seems like he's a little bit more militant than Andy. I don't know if he would, but that seemed like a spot for me.
He's also a good coach, though, and somebody's got to get through to KT before he's going to be a good.
I don't think anybody can get through to him. I just don't.
Yeah.
If Andy can't get through to you and you playing on a championship team with all these guys like
Right,
CJ and Kelsey and Mahomes, come on, his mind's in another place.
Yeah, for sure. Real quick, just want to say I appreciate you guys for being here. I see all you guys out there in the chat. Do us a favor, hit that like button for us real quick. Let's see if we can knock that thing over 200 ASAP. And then also, if you're not subscribed to the channel yet, what the hell are you waiting for? You want to run this three-peat with All Chiefed Up here. It's going to be a fun season, and we're going to have a lot of fun, a lot of live streams, a lot of videos, shorts, you name it. We do a lot of content, so definitely get in on the action. Also, some ways to support the channel. Some of you guys that have been throwing out the donos so far, appreciate you guys, but you guys can also join and become a member for $4.99. We'll have members-only live streams once a month. We give away signed jerseys, stuff like that. And also we have patreon.com/allchieftUp. It's $1 a month. You get some bonus footage over there and also a giveaway once a month on that platform. So do it to it. Let's go.
Yep. Appreciate you guys being here, by the way. Hit that like button. Hit that like button. Hit that sub button.
So I want to bring up something real quick. Mike, I didn't
go
mean to cut
ahead.
you off, but you were talking to me about this right before we went live, and I hadn't heard it, but apparently people were trying to trade for McCole Hardman.
Yes. So,
What? Why?
Look, I went digging up a lot of stuff. I found some conversations. I found some stuff with some insiders. I stumbled up on this random guy who claims he is an insider and he works for, I don't remember which team it was. I want to say it was a team that nobody would even think about. Like,
The
who
Cardinals.
knows? Like the Seahawks or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was something random. But this is what he said, and I wish I'd have got his name. I think it's saved on my phone, like a screenshot, but I didn't get to, it didn't hit my memory. But here's what they were saying. They were saying that Brett Veach was actually taking calls since Saturday and Sunday. People were calling and inquiring. There were several teams. He didn't say which teams there were, but there were several teams that were actually inquiring about our wide receivers that could be available and who we were wanting to cut. And I was like, oh, yeah, was it for Cadarius Tony? Was it? They actually said it was for McCole Hardman. There was a few teams wanting McCole Hardman. They don't know why. Like, he said he couldn't figure out what they was wanting out of it, but they were gauging it. And Andy Reid and Veach, I guess Veach would not come off of Hardman. Like they were that set that he was wide receiver 6'7".
The only thing I
they
can
wouldn't
figure,
even listen to trade offers for him.
the trade offers must have been like,
Well,
hey,
look,
look,
there were going to be conditional sevens.
look, I'm calling you. You're Brett Veach, okay? Ring, ring, ring.
Yeah. What up?
Hey, man, just wondering, we're looking for a bottom receiver on our roster. Nothing crazy.
Yeah, you want Cadarius Tony?
No. I'm trying to get McCole Hardman. I'm seeing if you'd be interested in trading McCole Hardman. No, McCole Hardman. If you're interested, I could spare.
I'm not interested, bro.
I could spare a ham sandwich.
I'm not interested.
And a little bag of Doritos with it.
He got the game-winning touchdown pass.
All right.
Not interested.
Yeah, bro. Like they had to offer him nothing because honestly,
I think
if you could get any draft pick for McCole Hardman, you take it in a heartbeat.
It had to be one of those
But you
conditional
have to
sevens.
think. That's the way we think. But they were trading away draft picks to get him back last year.
That's what I'm
So
saying.
it's just weird. We're not on that. Like,
You're not on the level of Brett
no,
Veach.
of course not.
You're not on the level of Veach.
I'm not the best
and-
GM to ever play. Ever be in football.
But you're not on the love
Not the
wavelength.
greatest.
You're not on the wavelength of love.
Yeah, I don't get it though. I've
Look,
never.
if they
really
were both on
understood it.
Tinder, McCole Hardman and Veach, they both swiped right instantly. And that's a bond that can't be broken. Just
Man,
saying.
do you think they listen to Careless Whisper together in the dark?
Maybe. Yeah.
They probably do.
There has to be something there. But look, I'm not mad at it. Look, a lot of people were saying our wide receiver room, blah, blah, blah. They were crying about it, Well, guess what? Justin Ross, Nico, back on the practice squad. Montreal, Washington. I was very surprised, Steve, that nobody took a swing at Justin Ross, and he made it through waivers.
That's crazy to me.
Very surprised. That
That
might
one
be
blew my
one of the
mind.
most surprising things. And nobody's really talking about that today.
Well, that's even some of the guys I was talking to at work earlier, there's literally like a Dallas fan, a Broncos fan, and some other guys. And you know what? The first thing they said to me was like, how did everybody let Justin Ross go back to y'all's practice squad?
Yeah, I don't know.
And I'm like, I don't know, but I'll take it.
Do you think Andy and Brett sent out like a little reminder, a little email, maybe a little CC to all 32, and they said, we're going to release Justin Ross, but just remember he got in legal trouble last year, and he can't break, he forgets where to line up. Just don't touch him.
Like he's having a rough day, He's aging.
It's wild.
A little bit.
Hey, I'm glad to see them both back.
Boom, TGZ with the gifted membership.
Let's go.
And then back-to-back gifted memberships from TGZ. Appreciate you, brother, doing the Lord's work, growing
We
the
know a little bit
ACU
about
crew.
back-to-back over
Let's
here.
go.
in
We
Chiefs
need
Kingdom.
So I think naturally we're going to need a third one to come in for a good omen. So just throwing that out there.
Yeah, I got to have a 3-peat working probably.
Appreciate that, TGZ.
Dude, very happy. Let's talk about the practice squad a little bit.
Let's do it.
There's maybe some people in here that don't know everything that happened on
Real
the practice
quick,
squad. I was trying to keep
can
up
I make
with it.
one statement real quick before we
Yeah,
go to
go
the
ahead.
practice squad? Our wide receiver room went from being abysmal last year to, I think, top to bottom, counting the guys on the practice squad, we might have one of the best full rooms.
Yeah, I mean, look, when Juju comes in, and Juju's not the worst signing. Like, look, if you could take
Juju's
his
a good
knee,
signing. He's a good
If you could
signing.
take that knee out of the equation, like, is it good or is it not? If you could guarantee me that knee was good, Juju is a solid wide receiver 3 in this league.
Well, I think in the
All day.
context that he was signed, it's a good signing because we signed him
1.2
to
mil, I think.
we signed him to a deep wide receiver room where if
Yeah.
his knee's a problem, it's not a huge deal. If we were signing him to be like our go-to guy, like we didn't go get
Right.
Hollywood,
I think that's what a lot of people forget. Like,
that's the difference. Yeah,
you think that we didn't sign him to be Hollywood Brown, and I know people were throwing that around too, saying, "Hey, maybe it's a replacement." No, it's
no.
not.
I just think it was literally getting a veteran in there with the young guys, and somebody
Right.
brings a floor up, and he's
I'm
good in
with
the
you. I
locker
think-
room. People like him.
I think the wide receiver room from top to bottom is a lot stronger than it was. I feel way better with Sky Moore being wide receiver 6'7" than Sky Moore was wide receiver 2, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think that's where it's got to be. But let's get to the practice squad a little bit. A lot of people might not know this. So they started off with Amani Bailey, Steve, out TCU. And look, Amani Bailey was a guy that really didn't get any snaps or anything until the Bears game. And then he actually showed some flashes there towards the end. I like Amani Bailey. But isn't it odd, by the way, that they take Amani Bailey, and if you look halfway down the list, you've got Keontae Ingram on there. There's no Deneric Prince. Deneric Prince is gone.
Yeah,
He's out. Deneric Prince played himself in camp from getting first team snaps. behind freaking Isaiah Pacheco
I mean,
to be completely off the team for good.
It's 2 years in a row, right? I mean, people were excited for him last year, and he just wasn't that good in camp either.
Dude, there's a disconnect there with Prince, but I'll tell you something. That's probably why he didn't get drafted then, because a lot of people said he was a 6th-round talent. I think he should have probably been drafted near the 6th, 7th round. I think that's what I said. And look, this shows. But then again, he could go somewhere else and be good. You never know. So anyway, there's our 2 running backs we got on the roster. If you look right there, number 2, our boy Swayze Bozeman.
Let's go.
Okay, look, you got to keep the practice squad name game hot. And with Swayze Bozeman, we own the league right there with Swayze.
Well,
by the way,
I love
shout out Swayze Bozeman, by the way. Senzo Mike. He Senzo Mike and Steve. Mike checked it, so I just acted like it was for me in general. But he sends all chiefed up. He sends us a Twitter DM, and he says, "Hey, boys, I'll be seeing you in Kansas City." And I said, "Does that mean Swayze Bozeman's on the practice squad, baby?"
Can we break this now?
Yeah. And so he threw us a bone, and we broke that news right there on Twitter today. But congrats, Swayze Bozeman. Good kid. His wife, she follows us. She retweets our stuff. She Instagram, you name it. Those two have been big supporters of the channel over the past few weeks. We've been big supporters of his. The dude's had a rough way to get here because of a lot of bad injuries and bad breaks, but so excited to see Swayze Bozeman on this practice squad. And I hope that he can stay healthy and that works with him and he can actually get himself to do something great, because I think he's got the potential and the work ethic.
Yeah,
but Steve,
well, it's not just that. He's nothing but heart, right? Like, he loves football. Like, he absolutely freaking loves it.
He may be the Rudy of this team.
I wouldn't go that far, but I do think he's somebody that if you had to have a linebacker in a pinch, you could call him up and he's going to work his ass off. You know what I'm saying?
He crushed it versus the Lions. I think he scored like PFF. Right. He's in the 80s, had 7 tackles. The dude, he knows where to be. He's not afraid to hit somebody. He's not afraid to dish it out. Love it. But Steve, they got the 2-time Super Bowl champion Deion Bush, safety. Okay, he goes down to the squad, which is fine. Okay, Cole Christensen, we actually had him on there as our 6th linebacker, but they didn't take 6. So hey, what do you know? 6, but he's there. Look, Cole Christensen, good player. They took Bailey Cupp. So they did take Bailey Cupp. Isn't it funny that Baylor Cupp, my bad, I said Bailey. Isn't it crazy that Baylor Cupp, actually, they chose him over Irv Smith?
Yeah, I thought the whole Irv Smith thing was odd because they liked what he did. They went and signed him.
Can we call Irv Smith signing a debacle? Can we label it a debacle?
Well, it's kind of weird that they felt the need to go sign the guy. Well, we thought it was odd when they did it. Right?
It was an insurance plan if they couldn't get one in the draft. I'm almost sold on that now.
It was because of Wiley. So Wiley kind of sealed the deal on that. But it is odd that they not only put Cupp on the practice squad over him, but they also traded for Hendershot over him as well. So, I mean, they just didn't care for Irv, you know?
They took a guy that they didn't even see with their own eyes. It's wild.
Yeah,
dude.
It is weird.
Okay, so then moving on, we got Matt Dickerson, Steve. We knew Big Dickerson was going to be on this practice squad out of UCLA. Neil Farrell, your boy, squeezes onto the practice squad. Neil Farrell, Matt Dickerson, like it. We've already mentioned Keontae Ingram. Truman Jones, we thought had a shot to make the team, but they went out and they signed Cam Thomas, okay? And he comes in and takes Truman Jones' spot, which, like we said, Jones and Malik Herring look like 2 old women fighting in a Kroger parking lot out there. Like, nobody was winning that fight. Like, it was gross watching those two play. But I will say Truman Jones had some flashes versus the Lions. But they go with Herring.
Pretty decent, actually.
Yeah, Herring's fine. But I'm just saying, Truman Jones showed some flashes. Like, I think if they wouldn't have went and got Cam Thomas, I don't know why I said Cam Jones. If they didn't go get Cam Thomas, I think they stick with Truman Jones right there. So I wasn't crazy. Like, I don't feel like that was a total loss. Like, you can't predict a trade, right?
Right.
So Fabian Levette, that's another big dude. We like Fabian Levette. Glad he's with us. Lucas Niang finally. Look, I don't mind saying Lucas Niang on the practice squad. But when you say Lucas Niang on the 53, I get a little nervous. We got Nico and Justin Ross. We've already talked about Keith Taylor. I thought he was a dark horse to make the team at 53. Kind of odd they went out and signed the kid from Dallas. Eric. I always forget his last name. What's his last name? Eric Scott. He's got 2 first names. Look, old. I can't. It's hard to take people serious when you have 2 first names.
They're always assholes. People with 2 first names are always assholes. It's a rule.
Like Michael Scott?
It don't matter. Name one, and they're a jerk.
Let me think of one.
That's how this works, man.
How does that work? Why is that?
It's always been that way.
What if
It's
somebody has
proven.
2 first names right now
It's
and they're listening to
scientific.
you right now? They're going to come at you.
If there's somebody in the chat, they're probably going to say something mean because they're jerks,
Okay, last one on the list, Montrell Washington out of the great college of Samford, baby. The Samford himself. Montrell Washington played very well. I guess they decided to take him over Cornell. Cornell from hell. I don't know where he's at now.
Let's go, Flip.
There you go. Hey, he wasn't even mean to you, though, so now you got to take it back.
I got to take it back. Not everybody.
Not everybody. Flip's the exception here.
Oh, I mean to click on Nightbot there.
Nightbot's always
real
just trying to
quick,
get up here.
As far as the practice squad goes, I think, like, you talked about our defensive line not having a lot of depth. They needed to get somebody, which I agree, because they needed to raise the floor on it. But when I'm looking at the practice squad and I think about who's on the team as far as defensive line goes in general, I think all these guys I would feel okay with calling on to come up and play. Like Matt Dickerson can put in good snaps. Neil Farrell can put in good snaps. Both of them can do what Derek Nottie does, if not better sometimes. Then you have Fabian Levette can also get in there and plug up the hole. He's a huge guy.
Well, Fabian Levette is he's just a younger version of Nottie, right?
And then even on the end there with Truman Jones, like you said, he was making plays. So I mean, I wouldn't be mad at any of those guys having to come up and play. So I kind of like the depth we have at the defensive line right now. Could we use like another top tier edge rusher? Absolutely, but I think when Charles Omenihu gets back, it'll alleviate.
I think they're playing
right?
they're playing the game of, hey, we just got to be serviceable and win games, and then when Omenihu gets back, that kind of feels like a mid-season trade or something, right? To juice up the defensive line. But yeah, and then last but not least, you got Chew Godric down there. I like how they had to put no college for Chew. Okay, look, we know. We know. You don't got to call him out about it.
Yeah. Later, Angry Drunken German, I just wanted to bring this up because he said put those Super Bowl futures bets in. Get over there to Bet US and put something in there, baby. You got to put the Chiefs winning the three-peat. You got to go put some money down.
They do. Hey, look, I promised the chat tonight, and I got it brought up. We're going to bring it up in a minute. I promised the chat tonight I'd let them make a few bets for us on Bet US. They can spend our money. Okay.
Do it. I'm okay
so
with
it's going to be fun to do. So we're going to do that in just a few minutes. But appreciate you guys being here, obviously. Hit that like button if you haven't. 840 people watching. Appreciate you. If you're on X, we appreciate you over there, baby. Hit that retweet button. Get it out there. And you know what? Come on over to YouTube. Give us a sub. We're trying to get to 50K, and we're at like 33 right now. So we're cruising right along.
A little work to do, but we got this.
If you're on Facebook, we appreciate you. We're not on Instagram tonight. We're not doing the Instagram live. Instagram, it gets a little dead on the nightlies. But yeah, everywhere else, appreciate you guys being here. And hit that sub button, hit that like button, baby, and come ride with All Chiefed Up on this 3P. Steve, what are we doing? Like, what do you want to talk about? You want to answer some questions?
Let's get to the chat, man. I want to see
answer
what
little
everybody
questions
else
from the
thinks
chat,
about.
baby.
There's been a lot we unwrapped a lot about the last 2 days. So let's see what they think about it. That's what I want to know. Y'all have any questions? Put them in the chat. Any fun comments? Whatever you want to do. Oh, what do we got here?
We got our boy Iron Price with a 5 gifted
Let's
out
freaking
here.
go,
Look at
baby.
him. He's going back to back to back to back to back. 5 in a row. That's the omen.
He didn't let that three-peat die.
No, he didn't.
For the thousands here in attendance tonight and for the millions watching at home on TV. Oh, let's get ready to suck it!
That's so funny. Like, I was really going to go play that because Iron Price likes to suck at clips. I didn't even mean to hit it yet. It just went.
It just went. And then I was moving his comment in and out to go with the suck it part. So it was like, suck it. Dude,
Like,
that's
I didn't
funny.
even have to click it. Like, it knew what was coming, you know?
Oh, yeah. It's already programmed. I think when Iron Price gets on here and does something, like, suck it is just trying to get going. It's just,
Yeah.
it's like, play
Katie
me, baby.
says she was sorry about Zammit, was hoping he made it. Yeah, I mean, it was a fun story, but the kid's got a lot to learn. He's just got to learn football, man. It's tough. Very tough to never play a sport and then go in at the highest level. You know what I'm saying? Even though he's a good athlete, he's a professional athlete. I understand that, but it's still, that's crazy. That's a tall task.
Steve.
This is a miracle.
Everybody, it's a miracle. Joey's in the chat, baby. It's a miracle. Dude, He said y'all were right about Scott. Joey, props to Joey. Can I call you Joseph? Because I feel like you need to be like very proper
Sir
here.
Joseph, yeah.
Sir Joseph Zook. Appreciate it, brother, for saying we're right about Sky. It's not because you love him. It's because you just knew it was going to happen, okay? But I appreciate that. And he says, I admit it. You know, real one right there. How about Bailey Zappe on the Chiefs? We talked about this a little earlier. I like the signing. I think he's definitely better than Oladokin. And I think maybe they groom him to just be QB2, maybe for the extent of Mahomes' career if he wants to be here, if he don't want to go out and
Isn't Bailey Zappe
get it going
essentially
again.
That's kind of what he is, right? I feel like that's the ceiling for Zappe, is being a really good backup.
Yeah, like he needs to set his standards a little lower.
Quit reaching for the stars, Bailey.
Look, Bailey, you made it
if you
to
shoot for the
NFL.
middle, you don't miss, okay?
Yeah,
That's what I would tell him.
Shoot for the fat part of the target. You don't have to go for like the bullseye. Just get it on the board. And then, by the way, you're playing with Andy and Pat, baby. Like, come over here and absorb. In 2 to 3 years, you could be a starter in this league.
Yeah, Julia Gulia. Look at all them puppies. It's a lot of dogs there.
Did you
Julia
steal them
Gulia.
dogs?
Yeah, are you out there
Pet them
dog
dogs.
napping? We pet that dog. She says, when the Chiefs get this three-peat, what you going to do for the stream? When the Chiefs get the three-peat, I'll have a live stream where I just walk around this room back here just dry humping everything, bro. Like if it's in that vicinity. We're going to be on horn levels never before seen.
That's quite the horn. But I will say, I don't know if we want to watch it.
I don't care if you watch it or not, but that's what's going to be happening.
Jeez Louise.
I mean, blue chewed out the gourd, bro. Just going ham.
Oh, heeks.
Are you against that? Like, are you against it?
You know what I'm excited about, by the way?
What?
Perine. We got another PP on the PP coming back, baby.
Dude, we can't get rid of the Pirines around here.
The Pirines are back.
The
We go from
Pirine
Michael
family is
to
about like the
Samaje.
Hardman family.
The little PP on the PP. And you know what else is great? A little Zappe with the 2 PPs in there. A little PP with look, Andy, don't tell me Andy isn't a fan. Okay, he's out here looking for the PP, so we have to come on here and he says, look, I'll get to see him talking about the PP.
I got you. He said we won't let that die, okay?
Don't do it.
Let's see. What else you guys got going on out here? P. Ryan, PP on the PP, baby. Everybody knows.
Oh.
Owen wants to know how many games will the Chiefs win this year. I think 14's a good number, Owen. I would like to say all of them. Just all of them. They're just going to win. That'd be cool.
I would say a smart bet would probably be 13 maybe.
I'm doing a pay-per-view, baby. If the Chiefs three-peat, it's over. You're going to have to watch that video on OnlyFans.
Jeez Louise.
Oh, man. Hey, everybody's going to be at that horn level, though. I'm not the only one. Everybody's going to be doing that, right?
I mean, yeah, why not?
Man, so, hey, you know what one of the coolest things is? Like, when you really look back at it, like, back to the beginning of the offseason, or hell, right after the draft, sign the UDFAs and everything. What about Carson Steele? Can we give that man a round of applause for the way he took over the freaking place?
Yeah, Carson Steele killed it. I think we all agreed, though. Carson Steele was going to be the horn level that took over this year.
Yeah, dude, and he did it in force, bro. Like, he went crazy.
I thought there was going to be a little more horn for LRZ, but he just couldn't get it together.
Well, that's the difference here, right? Like,
he couldn't get it.
Carson Steele
needs a little blue chew.
Played football his whole life. LRZ just started. That's the difference. You got one guy that takes the whole damn league by storm out there mowing people down, and you got the other guy who's like, what do I do with this? You know, he's holding the football like an egg or something. You know, I don't know.
I appreciate the question about PP on the PP. I don't even know what it means, to be honest. We just started saying it. It's funny. It's just stupid and it's funny. But yeah, I don't know.
Justin says LRZ you later.
See you later.
Man, there's some people that's probably really hurting about that, you know? Some people had modeled their entire lives around this man, and now it's over before it got started.
Timothy says, did the Chiefs put up 30 or more opening night versus the Ravens, blowout or close game? I think we will get close to hanging 30. It's going to be right there. I'm going to say that the minimum we go is 27.
I think I could agree with that. Have you seen the Baltimore Ravens Twitter guy. I don't know his name off the top of my head, but it's like one of their more prominent guys on X.
Who? No.
But he's over there talking about how with that terrible cornerback room that the Chiefs have, and he lists them all out. He was like, "There's no way that Lamar Jackson don't throw for 500 plus yards against this team." And I'm sitting there thinking, like, remember last year with the same cornerback room when he was throwing picks in the AFC Championship?
Yeah, minus
Come
Snead.
on,
I guess
brother.
Snead was good for holding him to less than 500 yards.
I don't know.
It makes no sense.
The funny part is he's only thrown over 300 yards like twice in his career.
Right. Look, I'd be more worried about Lamar Jackson rushing for 500 yards.
Right? I mean, he is a running back. It's what they do.
Touche. Chiefer says, "Are we better at left tackle?" Yes, we are.
Kingsley's the real deal, I think.
I pulled out a nice.
We're going to see,
Yeah.
but
I pulled out a little stat today that I tweeted up about Kingsley, Steve. Let me find it. I mean, we had so much crap happen today, but it was early in the morning. It was before all hell broke loose. Here it is. Kingsley finished the preseason with the highest pass blocking grade of any rookie tackle with an 82.8 per PFF.
let's go, baby.
So look at that. Kingsley was the best
Look,
rookie
man, he's got
tackle.
that
in the
Penei
preseason.
Sewell blood. I think you lost me for a second, didn't you?
I don't know if it's you or me, so I'm just I'm just sitting still. I was like,
Is that what you do when the internet connection's bad? You're just like,
well, yeah, because I mean, it didn't alert me on my end that anything was wrong. So I was like, was it me?
who knows? But Becky says, do you think we offered LRZ a practice squad contract? Dude, I don't know if they did or not, but I can tell you how that went down. Like, he didn't make the squad. Like, have you guys ever seen Major League where they go in and they have a pink slip in their locker?
Yeah.
LRZ goes to his locker and he sees the pink slip and he just loses his mind, right? He's just like, bollocks. He's like, it bloody hell didn't make the bloody team.
I think he kind of knows. To him, I don't know if it would be that much of a surprise. I think it was more of a surprise to fans. But did they offer? I don't know. It's
He said, you
possible
take your bloody practice squad contract and stick it up your bloody ass.
right. It's possible they offered him. I don't know.
Maybe he just lost it. I don't know if they did. But I wonder what it is with the Jags, though, in all seriousness, that made him kind of go that way. You think they told him he could
They have
put him on a
two-
practice squad, but I mean,
Don't they have 2 games overseas this year?
I don't know.
Maybe he's just
they
trying
were
to
like,
get home.
They said you could just move home, and then for 2 games you can play if you want to.
Yeah, maybe there was like I don't know. Maybe he just wanted to go home. He's like, I'm done with this football crap.
Richie said Baltimore's trying to cut our feet off.
I don't doubt it.
That's great. Robert Williams in the house. He says, what do you guys think about that Cam Thomas signing? I like it. I think it raises the floor. Mike wanted help at defensive end, and now we got some. Like nothing groundbreaking, but definitely better than what we had, better option than what we had. And I think it'll do the trick until old Charlie O'Menahue gets back healthy.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's a hustle kind of guy. He's probably like a George Karlaftis light, kind of like a natty light. He's like the light version of it, you know. He'll be fine. I mean, I think he'll probably have more sacks at the end of the year than Felix, the way it's going. Poor Felix. This cat right here's got to get it together, man.
Hey, I think I know what happened with Rees Zammit, man.
What?
Where'd it go? Somebody said, Justin, he said we should have gave him some tea with some Blue Chew in it.
Yeah, he needed to get a little bit more horned up.
That's why he didn't look very energetic out there, did he?
Look, he wasn't hitting the hole properly. As a running back, you got to hit the hole hard and fast.
I don't know
This
where you
segment
were
was
going
sponsored by
with
Blue Chew.
that. Scott Vandal says Snead gave up only 13 first downs all year and a touchdown. You're not replacing that with any of these guys. Yeah, I mean, none of these guys are going to be L'Jarius Snead this year. But you have to remember, L'Jarius Snead, it took him 5 years to get to that point. And I think, dude, the Dallas fan that we were talking about with Scott and he was like, he's kind of trash.
Yeah.
He was like, that guy you guys has got some potential, though. And I was like, which one? He's like, Williams. I was like, Josh Williams. He's like, yeah. He's like, he looks just like Snead. He's like, give it time. And I'm like, that's what I've been saying. Like, he's got the same build, same speed.
Well, look, I think that's an observation. That's an exercise, right? I think a lot of people are so close to the Chiefs that they overanalyze it to death.
I think so.
And then outside of it, people can see it a little bit. But
I
you
think
know,
Josh Williams has all the potential in the world with this.
there's a lot
these
of people that
coaches.
like it's just Snead horned, right? Like it was just you're never like I don't think we'll ever get a cornerback better than L'Jarius Snead, says half the people here.
I think it'll be
someday.
fine. I
right?
honestly don't think Snead's going to look as good in Tennessee. if you don't have Chris Jones
I'm gonna
back there
bet you on that
wrecking
one.
people, I mean, look, what do they got? Jeffrey Simmons. Do you remember when Trey
I
Smith
don't
made
even
him
know.
look?
Is he still there?
I don't even know. I don't know, but I'm just saying they don't have Chris Jones back there.
Man, I don't know nothing about the freaking Titans. Who cares about the Titans?
Snead didn't even want to be with the Titans.
No,
He said he was mad.
he's already irritated about it.
Hey, but can you really get mad at a team that offered you money? It just wasn't enough money? Because
What
we
is
did
it?
offer him
Oh.
something, right?
Yeah, I mean, you got to. I think they offered him. I mean, I guess he didn't want it. He wanted some big money. You got what you got.
More power to him. That's his first big contract. I think you have to go take it.
Yeah,
Go
nobody's
get the
mad
bag,
for him
right?
leaving. I think
No,
he had to go.
100%. I think you
Steve,
had
it
to
was
do it.
they were going to sign Chris Jones or Snead. You couldn't get both.
I agree.
I think at the end of the day, that's what it was.
Got a 5-bomb from Covey Ulmer. Let's go. He says, I can't be the only one who thought LRZ looked like a third-string high school running back.
Covey,
Awkward as hell, Covey.
man, I'll say this though. I don't know what to say about it. I was going to say he looked to be improved.
No,
I mean, it's just going to take him a lot of time, right?
Yeah, the more
Could you
he
imagine?
plays, he's
Think
gonna
about
get
this.
much better.
Let's say you wanted to start playing tennis tomorrow, Steve.
Yeah.
If you
Why
go out and you
wouldn't I?
play against me, you're
might be
eventually
okay.
Yeah, you're going to be okay, right? And it's the first time you played, first time I've played. You're going to do it. We're going to learn together. Now, say you want to play tennis tomorrow and you go out and play against frickin' Djokovic. He's going to crush you over and over and over again. And yes, you may get better. But it's going to take you so long to get better that you're never going to see it.
That's another thing. I don't think you can get better at that point. Like, I feel like it would have
I
done.
feel like it's just like you're
Louis
getting
Rees Zammit
crushed.
starting at a lower level would have done him some good. But like, it's kind of the equivalent. Like, I like your analogy, Mike. But I feel like a better analogy would have been, like, I don't know. Say you're a tennis player, right?
Oh, we're back to the tennis.
You're a tennis player and you're a professional. But you're just going to, out of the blue, never played it before, you're going to go try your pickleball against the best pickleball player in the world.
It's a little different, huh?
It is. It switches it up a little bit. And now it's like, hey, I haven't done this.
Wait a second.
This guy's
this
going
is
to beat
almost this is almost identical to
No,
what the
don't go with the flag football.
the
friend.
flag football guy said. Steve, you're taking it for the flag football man.
No, that's not the same sport. That's the same sport. That's football. I don't care what anybody says, whether it's Chad Ochocinco or whoever says it. They're a slap nut. They're a slap nut if they think that you couldn't pull a team from the NFL and beat that team. Like, you're out of your mind, bro.
I would be curious to see it though.
Could you
You
imagine?
think it's that big of a blowout?
Yes, dude. What in the world would
How long
one
are
of-
you giving them? Like a week, 2 weeks?
I give them 3 days, bro.
Oh,
Do you think
this
any
is
of their
good, though.
Do you think any receiver on that flag football team would be able to create any separation or get away from Sauce Gardner or Trent McDuffie? No, not a chance. Like, you're not throwing the ball.
I don't really know the rules. Like, can you run forward to the line like you do in like CFL?
I don't
or
care.
something?
I don't care what it is. It doesn't matter.
True. I
You're
mean,
talking about guys that are not professional athletes out
You're
there.
right.
Like, come on, bro. That's not happening. That's crazy, dude. I don't care how much you wiggle your hips and think you can keep people from grabbing
Hey,
your
look.
flag. Like, I'm sorry, bro. It's not happening.
if you play Lil Jon and you wiggle the hips a little bit, okay, you're good to go. Steve, look, we appreciate you, Kobe. Appreciate you, brother.
Tyreek Hill is he's a professional twerker, if you remember him in the end zone. So, I mean, he can do that.
Tyreek Hill
All
already
left the field, bro.
he spoke to that guy. That guy actually interviewed Tyreek Hill about that, and he got a little irritated at Tyreek because Tyreek was telling him he'd trash him. And he was pulling the same stuff. He's like, you don't think the rules are differently? And Tyreek's like, bro, my mom thought I was going to get injured, and she made me play flag football.
A lot
I was
of these
15.
kids have played flag
He
football.
said, I know how to wiggle my hips. And the guy kind of shut up a little bit. But yeah, it's one of those things. But dude, let's do something fun right now. Let's do something fun. So by the way,
this? Go ahead.
No, you do it. Just do it before you cut me off.
Yeah, that's what I was afraid of. I didn't want to get yelled at again, man.
Just do what you're gonna do.
You've been so mean today. I was afraid to get this 5-bomb from Covey. Like you've been hard on me. He says, yeah, but nobody in their right mind would let you start at the highest level. That's why there's level. 100%. That's Rees Zammit's problem.
Yeah, well, they let them start at the highest level.
Never played the sport before in my life, but let me go to the NFL and try it
That's
out.
kind of essentially like if you were just
Wild.
like athletic enough to go out there and kind of like put the pads on and not kill yourself. That's kind of basically them being like, hey, you want a couple carries in a preseason game?
Props to him for being a good enough athlete that teams are giving him a shot in the NFL. But I think it would have been a lot better for him to go to one of the knockoff leagues, like the UFL. Or whatever.
Maybe go try CFL or something.
Yeah, something a little different, a little bit lower level, I agree with that. But yeah, go ahead, Mike. Sorry. I'm sorry.
Well, I was just going to say, by the way, let's do something fun, ladies and gents, really quick. Let me shout out BetUS, okay? We've partnered with BetUS this season, and we're going to bring you the greatest sports book on the planet, okay? They're currently offering 125% sign-up bonus up to $2,000 on your first 3 deposits. Not to mention, if you lose a few times, it's not even a big deal. They're going to give you 10% back on your net losses, not once, but twice a year. So don't be a slapnut and miss out on these offers. Check out the BetUS link in the description or the pinned comment. And by the way, Steve, it's time. I'm going to bring up BetUS right now. Okay, so check it out. We're hitting Moneyline here. Okay, here we go. Finally. After all those clicks, they finally got it in there.
How much?
So here we go.
Let's risk at least 100.
Let's put 150 smacks on this one.
Let's do it. Let's go. Yeah, place that bet. Placed it.
It's placed. It's
make a new
good.
Bet. One more bet. Let's get back to talking football.
You want to make one more?
Let's make another bet.
Let's make another one.
Yeah.
Let's go back to the Chiefs. Let's see what we got. Let's put a bet on the Ravens Chiefs game. Let's take them. I want to play the over on 46. I think we go over on 46.5. Let's take the over.
You need to parlay this bad boy, okay? Now you're going to say that the Chiefs are the 3 spread there, Chiefs. And then we'll go money line. I mean, obviously, just click it all.
We can just go money line and over.
Let's go. Put it in.
50 to win 111. Let's do it. Place it.
Place it. Let's go.
So we got 50 to win 111. Confirm it. And we're in finally. There we go.
Hey, the bets are placed. The bets are placed.
The bets are placed. Here we go. Check this. So we got the Chiefs winning the AFC West. 150 on that, baby. And $50 to win 111.
I think we should have went bigger. But we'll go back. We'll reevaluate.
Bro,
later.
you can't spend it in one spot, baby. We got a full season to go. Chill out. Shout out BetUS. Hey, man, go download that BetUS app. Let them know All Chiefed Up got you. Make those bets with us, man. We're going to do this every once in a while. We're going to throw them out.
Match on your first 3 deposits. So, I mean, you can't beat that deal. You got to go take it. Take it while you can. And Griffin said he's going to do it. He's going to go grab them bets.
Let's go.
Let's do it, man. So, overall, Mike, now that you've seen kind of how everything went down, all the cuts, all the additions, I'm sure there could be a little bit more tweaking. But, I mean, they don't have much time. Season kicks off in a week. So, I mean, what do you think overall about the roster? Like, what are you grading Veach and his recipes that he cooked up this offseason? What do you think?
I think he's done pretty well. I think the roster front to back is definitely the strongest. I think Mahomes has the most weapons he's ever had here. I mean, it's fine. I think the defense is going to be where it's going to take a little time to gel. But we've yet to see this full defense. Like, we've yet to see all the linebackers playing with Justin Reed. We've yet to see both safeties on the field at the same time. We've yet to see Chris Jones and everybody just getting after the QB. And honestly, you're not even going to see the full arsenal until Omenihu gets back. But I think this might be the year that the defense takes a little while to gel like they usually do. Like last year, it just kind of kicked off from the rip, but this one might take a few games. So I think it's important not to get super down on them. Because it is a learning experience. Again, those corners and those CB2s, you're eventually, I mean, you're going to get beat. There's going to be times like the offensive, like people forget that the offense, like wide receivers get paid too. They get paid a lot of money last time I checked. So they're going to beat you on routes. Okay. Because I see people all the time. Well, our corners looked horrible in camp. Yeah. Well, they're doing offensive drills all day long. What are you talking about?
Right.
Like they're not really allowing you to line up and beat the crap out of our own team. So they're not really doing stuff like that. So yeah, you will get exposed. And when you don't have a pass rush, you get exposed too. So I think that once all that gets together and maybe George Karlaftis comes bearing down on, quarterbacks week in and week out, and Chris Jones is coming up the gut, guess what? These corners are going to look a lot more sticky all of a sudden.
I agree, man. I think overall, I think Brett Veach kind of knocked it out of the park. Like I said, the only really big splash to me that he made was Hollywood Brown. And then, of course, in the draft, trading up and taking Xavier Worthy, I think was a pretty big splash. So I think he was focused on the wide receiver room after pulling one out of his ass last year, because he neglected that wide receiver room last year and it almost bit him. But thank God we have Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid, So they kind of bailed their boy out, and I think this year he's focused on that a little bit more. And I think later on he's probably going to start looking at the defensive line. That seems to be, I think, the next project he'll be looking at. But that's kind of how Veach works, right? He finds a weakness, he overcompensates. I mean, he overcorrects it. This is what he does. And it's so far so good. But I think that, I've seen a couple people talking about how they're taking more of the safer play this year, like with the Juju thing, or keeping McCole Hardman around. And a lot of people speculate that's because they're trying to three-peat, and they think if they do that, then they might move on to just trying to get back to the younger guys. But I don't know if that's necessarily the case. I think Veach is always going to straddle that line there and kind of keep a good happy medium, right?
Yeah, I think Veach is going to do what he can. But look, when you got Mahomes, he's got a pretty good contract, but you got to sign people. I still think that they could get Trey Smith done here soon. I really do. I think they could get Trey Smith done here very soon. And I didn't think they were going to be able to get all three of these guys signed. But the more and more I'm looking at it, I think Veach is weaseling out a way that he may be able to get Trey Smith and Nick Bolton re-signed, along with Creed Humphrey. Creed Humphrey's contract numbers come out today, and it is not that bad of a contract. It's very wiggle room. Like, there's a lot of it. And after year 4, somewhere in there, like, it's just got a lot of stuff they can do. So I think he's set it up pretty nicely. They could maybe get something similar done with Trey Smith, to be honest.
If Veach manages to get through this, and with keeping Chris Jones around, Creed Humphrey, Trey Smith, Nick Bolton, if he does all that, Mike, like, how deep into the dark arts is Brett Veach? Like, is he like top wizard or what?
Yeah, he's already been there. I mean, Veach is doing a good job. He's doing a good job, obviously, but this year, I want to see what he does this year, because, look, a lot of people are still hammering him. They're saying that the wide receiver room's not totally fixed, which I don't understand that one. I don't see how you could be arguing over the wide receiver room in comparison to what you had last year. But now people's kind of hammering on him. Well, did they make a mistake with Snead? Was that a mistake? Are our corners going to be good? So I want to see what happens with that. If we get 6, 7, 8 weeks in and the corners are still struggling, is that going to be last year's wide receiver group that everybody's going to harp on? Is that going to be, maybe the defensive line becomes that? So I'm curious to see what he can do, but the way the contracts are set up, Brett Veach has to run it like this in a way. You have to have young guys, and you better hope young guys are going to progress, because you can't afford to pay everybody across the board at every position. You can't do it. Right.
Well, I think like the Snead thing, that's just the natural progression of things, right? I mean, that was a corner. You got him mid to late draft. He was a safety. You converted him. You grew this guy into a freaking animal by the time he's at his contract year. And then guess what? He's going to go get paid. And that's just a natural progression. And sometimes you can't sit around and sign everybody at that. So, I mean, that's not a big thing to me. That's just, we've told people for a year and a half before it happened, get ready for it, brace yourself. I know you love them, you're horned up, but just brace yourself, because they're not going to sign a corner for that much money. We knew they weren't going to do it.
Right. Brandon says, so is Oladokin gone? Yeah, he's gone. He's not coming back. Look, Oladokin's gone. It looks like to me Kamal Haddon's gone. they give up on him pretty quick.
That's kind of odd, isn't it? I wonder what
It's a
the
little
deal
weird
is.
because honestly, I don't feel like he done anything that bad.
Do you think it could be a medical thing? Like that was his problem in college. Like he's excellent when he's on the field, but he kind of was the Cadarius Tony of corners, right? Like there's something going on with him
He
here.
didn't miss a lot of time though. Like I never remember seeing him missing days.
I
of
don't know
camp.
either, but I wonder if there's just something we don't know.
Maybe he just
about. I don't
wasn't
know.
getting it. Like I did know at some point, Spags and them were really wanting him to be able to step down and play some nickel, and maybe he was struggling there with it. But
Yeah.
struggling.
You
Yeah, he might have been
struggle with it.
struggling. So who knows? But I think that's the weird one for me, because that's essentially not only a Brett miss, but that's a Brett Veach miss at a corner position. When's the last
Yeah.
time he's done that? And essentially, they just cut Nick Jones.
Yeah.
I mean, he's gonna be on
I'm
the
right
practice
there,
squad,
I'm right
but-
there with you, Joey. I saw some Snead and Haddon. Thought that long, like physical. Just
Look, we thought we seen that last year with Khalif Housey, and the Chiefs put him out the door.
that was a weird one.
As much as they love going after certain corners, like this kid they just got from Dallas,
Yeah.
they've had a few in their grasp, and they've just kind of let them walk.
Yeah. Samuel says, honestly, fellas, Carson Wentz scares me. How do you guys feel about him? I think he's the best backup quarterback in football. I mean, is there another QB2 that's better than Carson Wentz? I don't think
I
there is.
mean, he's up there. I would trust him. I trust him if Mahomes has to miss a game or two. I trust him. If Mahomes has to miss like
it's kind of a
20 games, I ain't trusting anybody to do what Mahomes
right,
does.
exactly. But there's some sort of a comfort level there, like back when we had Nick Foles behind Alex Smith. It's like Alex got a concussion one game. He went out, and we didn't really worry that much. We're like, man, that sucks. It sucks that we drove all the way to Indianapolis and we're here at the game and Alex is out. But Nick Foles came in and torched him. You know,
Right.
it's like you didn't feel bad about it because you knew you had a guy back there that could do it. So I think it's like a comfort level thing. Like, because I mean, I know Henne could right the ship a little bit and Blaine Gabbert was a veteran, but like, let's be honest here.
I think Wentz offers more than both of them.
I think talent wise, it's a step up. So I mean, I think we're good. Plus Wentz with Andy Reid, that's probably a different Wentz than you've seen with the Rams or the Commanders.
Doug, what's up, Doug? He says, your thoughts on how soon Hollywood will be back realistically. I'd say week 2, week 3 is what I would probably shoot for, but he could possibly be back between week 1 and week 2.
Yeah.
I would say worst case scenario, like
3.
week 4, 3 or 4, yeah.
I think 3 is probably a good place to be. If he comes back before that, then okay. Yeah. But super excited about what Hollywood's going to be able to do
Probably.
this year.
Coop says, I'd take a chance on LRZ 10 times over CEH or Samaje Perine.
That's
Not over Perine, and I don't even take him over CEH. Come on.
no, man. I'm
This
never
dude's
going to
never played the game before. I'm just
never
not
going
doing
to take
it.
a high school level football player over any NFL level football player.
Right. Keep looking up. Says, hey, guys, I'm just getting here. We'll watch the replay. Absolutely
Let's
love your
go.
channel. Appreciate you.
Let's
Appreciate
go,
you.
baby.
You're getting here right as we was about to hit the bricks, by the way. So that
Better-
sucks. But yeah,
better
you can't
late
watch the
than never.
replay. You can't watch the replay. We appreciate you. But by the way, yeah, we're going to head out. Don't know what we got planned for the rest of the week. Look, there's been a lot of news dropping today. Dude, I was online 24/7, it seems like, for the past, well, not 24/7. I was online for the last 24. Let's do that. It was 124, 24/1, whatever you would say. But yeah, it's been a wild one. The Chiefs may still make some more moves. We got to see who they're going to cut. So somebody's got to be dropped from the squad once Samaje Perine actually officially gets signed. So again, we'll have to look at that. But we'll be back at some point, maybe before the week's over. If not, maybe Saturday. We'll do something. Yeah. And then obviously next week's game week. So it's going to kick off. It's the first week of the season. It's going to be wild. It's going to be crazy. So yeah, we appreciate you guys. Hit that like button. Hit that sub button. Steve, what do you got left for him?
Nothing. Just we'll get back to more of a routine when the season kicks off. It's been a little crazy lately, but thanks for bearing with us and hanging out and supporting. We appreciate that. And we'll try to get more videos in when we can. It's just, like Mike said, the last couple of days has been crazy, so it's kind of hard to put a lot of effort into a video and then put it out for it to not make sense because something else happened before.
Yeah, we honestly,
Yeah.
that almost happened twice this week, and we were just like, look, can't do that.
We'll
Too much
get on
work.
and talk with everybody live,
Yeah. Appreciate you. Keep looking up. 10 bomb, baby.
10
Late to the
bomb, let's
lie. I
go.
really wish LRZ made the practice squad. I was kind of bummed he didn't make the practice squad. And to
I
be
think it was
honest,
a cool little project, right?
to be honest, I feel like the Chiefs maybe offered him, or maybe they didn't offer him. Maybe that's why he took the practice squad offer with Jacksonville. Maybe he just likes the weather. Look, who don't like Florida weather? Come on. He's going to be at the beach.
But he's
gonna
used to be, he's used
They
to
got a
being in
freaking
England.
pool in the stadium.
So shouldn't he be used to it just being raining and stuff all the time?
That's why he don't want to do it.
He wants to be in Jacksonville.
He wants to be somewhere where the weather's good. Look, he's going to be on the sideline the whole time. Just go get in the pool with the Jacksonville faithful. Okay.
Hey, appreciate you. Appreciate all you guys. Please do us a favor. Hit the like button on the way out. Also, one more time real quick, want to shout out BetUS for sponsoring today's live stream. Those guys are awesome. Click the link in the description or in the pinned comment and sign up for that. Take advantage.
Well, before we head out,
Let's
Casey
go.
Mills says you cannot leave. Here's 5 gifted memberships. We appreciate you, Casey Mills.
Let's go, baby.
If you guys get a membership, thank this fella here. That's awesome. 5 gifted. Appreciate you, brother. Yeah, just trying to grow
Legend.
the ACU crew. And by the way, pretty soon we've got another giveaway going. And I don't even know if we've picked what we're giving away this.
That's another thing. Me and you are going to get together. We're going to figure out what we're giving away next month. That way we can tell everybody. We have like a week, or not even a week, bro. It's been a wild month of football.
Yeah, it's been chaotic. So, I mean, we'll probably do it. It'll probably be like maybe the second, third week of – we'll just shift everything back to the second or third week. Who knows? Who cares?
Yeah. Shout out Casey Mo. You're a legend, brother.
Yeah, appreciate you, man.
But yeah, we'll see you guys next time. Hit that like button on the way out, and have a good night. 5 from Daniel. What? You guys don't want us to leave. Just say it.
Yeah, just say it. Look, just come
Just
out and say it.
No, appreciate the support.
Appreciate it,
everybody.
Daniel.
You guys are
Appreciate you
awesome.
guys.
Thank you so much. We'll see you next time.
Thanks, Larry.
There goes a sight from my soul.